Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of Defenders of the Realm. So far I am okay. So last episode was much more involved and more successful than the first episode. Still, I definitely have to start working. One or two things I have to correct. I think one goof goes back to my very first episode, so I was made aware that I believe I should have been added another crystal to the Blizzard Mountains over here. Can't quite remember that and I didn't check, but I believe in one thing I did cover during editing, or noticed during editing, there is another path here. So when we had an overrun here, I should have added another orc into Macomb Highlands. Apart from that, that is still okay, but problem is we are down to 2 of these tainted crystals. So I think I will, without further ado, I think we are starting to use our royal blessings here. So 1 royal blessing for the thorny woods right now. So this allows me to remove them all from that location. So now we do have some air to breathe. And I think with that being said, we should be pretty much good to go. I'm still thinking about attacking Gorgat over here. And I think we want to initiate the attack with the Seeker. And here's really one thing which I don't know. And I didn't find it in the rules. I didn't find it on the FAQ. Am I allowed to change the turn order from round to round? I don't think so. But then again, reading the special ability, the Elven Magic of the Elf Lord, he's always the first player at the start of the game. Why would they mention start of the game if that is something that you couldn't change? Because otherwise it's always more or less the Seeker who is going to initiate the attack. If I'm going for 2 or all 3 heroes, I'm basically doing one fight against the general. I think in this first fight against Gorgat, that doesn't matter too much, but definitely let me know if I missed that somewhere, if you are allowed to change the turn order basically throughout the game. I'm not saying that we can take the turns in any order we like, but at least giving the starting player to whatever Eliana for the next round to come also. Though we are always playing clockwise to some extent, but maybe the starting player may be allowed to change. Let me know. But then we start with the Elf Lord. We are moving for free 1-2 spaces into the Thorny Woods because of his secret pathways. We are spending 1 action there to initiate a fight against that orc. We are getting an extra die because of the swift artifact. So it's 2 dice and a 3+. Okay, that is good enough. I take it. Then I guess we have to suck it up, right? I mean, we will move into the Amarak Peak here for another action. We will trigger another action. And now we are getting extra dice again. So we will get 1 green die. We are getting 2 blue dice. And again, for the swift attack, I'm adding another blue dice. Because getting rid of Sapphire's minions is definitely much tougher. So let's see how things will go from here. Okay, that is not terrible. 1 and 1. I think that is pretty okay, actually. That is pretty okay. We are spending another action now. We need to stay here, whatever happens, to roll again. And this was my blue die, of course, which is falling down. So let's hit them again on a 5+. Not good enough. And I think with the last action, we want to get rid of them. We will also roll that die. Also not good enough, which means we are taking our first hit of the game, which means we are moving 1 of those action markers of the Elf Lord. We can heal if we are at a location without, I believe, generals and minions. Problem is, even though if you would heal, you will not get the action back right away. So you have to basically wait another. So next round we only have 4 actions for the Elf Lord here. So then we are drawing cards. How many cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think we are still okay actually. So we don't have to discard down. Unfortunately, we didn't draw any green cards whatsoever. It is what it is. And now we draw our Darkness Spreads card. And one thing I completely forgot actually. Yes, he could move away. all our planning is for nothing. So if you're now really moving away with Ileana's turn, this would be really ultra bad. So now I think we can still course correct. But no, we have a global event, the harsh winter. The war goes slow and information about the Dark Lord and his generals is sparse. I mean, this is really bad that we are drawing these black cards, which are the bad ones. We have an immediate effect, draw 1 hero card per turn. What do you mean per turn? I mean, it's an immediate effect. Heroes gain only 1 card at the end of their turns rather than the usual 2. Honestly, this doesn't make sense. I believe this is really one of those that should say ongoing effect. I mean, there is an immediate effect which says draw 1 hero card per turn and the heroes gain only 1 card at the end of their turns rather than the usual 2. So I think this will stay in play until we are drawing a replacement card, which then I believe has to be a good one. I believe we have 2 bad ones and 3 red ones, the good ones. Yeah, that's bad. But okay, we already have drawn our card, but we have to draw a replacement card. And I think, yeah, it's bad. I think he's not moving away, I already see that, but we are adding 2 folks in here. Here's a specialty because they already cause a tainted land when they are with 3 of those. So we would now add the 4th one, which would call for the overrun, but this overrun, I believe, does not put another tainted crystal in there, but still we will add some more folks. 1 goes in here. 1 goes in here, 1 goes in here. And 8, wow! We already start to place folks into Monarch City with us. We have a card that allows us to get rid of those, but still that is bad. And then we have the Blizzard Mountains, where we are adding 1 of those guys. And again, Gorgard doesn't move. He would be moving into Orc Valley, but his next step would be Eagle Peak Pass. I think you can just leave that up here. Okay, then it's Ileana. And she's over here, and I think she will play her special card, which says King's Guard attack. Remove 6 minions on or next to Monarch City. These are really all bad. So I think we are going to do 1, 2, and 3 different locations. These are 6 minions that we are removing this way. Maybe I should have removed 1 from Monarch City, but for now it is okay. Let's not worry about that too much. And I believe Monarch City can never be tainted or overrun, because when you are allowed to place up to 5 in there, or basically up to 4. With the 5th, you lose the game, right? So that's basically this. Not an action, these special cards, but we have to place it onto our Winds of War board. So the next card will trigger one of these Winds of War cards. So let's see if we see that or not. Most likely we will. For 1 action, Ileana will move 1, 2 spaces up here. For her second action, she will move 1, 2 spaces into Amarak Peak. For her third action, she will initiate combat against the blue guy. And maybe let me course correct here a little bit. Instead of spending 2 actions to move twice, I should have really discarded this eagle card here for her. So she basically has 1 more action now. So she only spent 1 action to get there, right? And then she is triggering her attack against, because we really need to make sure we are getting rid of that fella up here, right? So we are rolling 1 blue die. That's her second action, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. That was quite all right. I certainly take that. Nice job, Ileana. Question is, what do we do with you now, actually? Because in the end, we only need to be here when we are triggering the attack. But again, if Gorgard is moving out, then I think our whole plan is falling to pieces, which is kind of a problem in this game, actually. The good thing with her is, because of her archery, she can shoot into adjacent regions. So I think she will spend 1 of her actions to shoot into the Eagle Peak Pass. So 2 blue and 1 red dice. Yeah, let's do that. And we can basically do that 3 times, actually, including this one. Complete with, this should have been a red die, but it doesn't really matter too much. It wasn't a 4 anyway. So, but let me replace that. So we are spending her penultimate action to do that again. Okay, we have gotten rid of those guys. I think that was pretty nice. And I think with our last action now, we will shoot into Ghost March instead, because we also have a lot of folks up here. Really, her ranged ability is huge, actually. I like that. So let's see how well we are doing here. And these is one green and one red fella. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Nice job, Eliana. Let's draw a card. We only get to draw one card, and I've placed the Harsh Winter on top of the hero deck, actually, so that I remember. And again, unfortunately, we are not drawing a green card. So that could be now really, really problematic. And then we have to see which card we are drawing here from the Darkness Spreads card. And I think we are okay because I didn't see any green general down here. But ultimately we are adding one blue Sapphire minion to Eagle Peak Pass, and one orc goes to Heaven's Glade, which is here. And then Balasag would move into the Raven Forest. And yes, he does. So he will move one space further towards Monarch City, and he will bring one demon with him. But that's still okay-ish, I guess, because again, we can have 3 of those. And I believe only 3 red ones in one basically thing here will trigger the Tainted Crystal. So these 2 green and 1 red doesn't really taint the land right of the way. But again, the next fella there would do terrible stuff anyway. Okay, then it's the Seeker. We will draw our card for the Precognition one. So Orc Valley is okay. 2 to the Unicorn Forest, which is also okay. And Varkolak would move to Seabird Port, which is also okay. So she was extremely lucky with her cards so far, so she didn't really need to change her plans in any way. So with her first action, she's going to move into Heaven's Glade. The question is, should we wait for that? That's now the problem. I'm really debating now if we should use a green card now to try to get rid of one of those Tainted Crystals, because this would then also settle her quest. Or should we do that maybe afterwards and see how things go? Because I think we really want to get rid of things. No, I think we are not. We are spending 2 more actions, 1 and 2, to move into Amarak Peak. And I think with her 4th action, we are going to initiate the attack against Gorgat. So now, basically, all the heroes need to commit. The initiating hero now basically sets the score. They tell us what's the turn order in respect to this fight. But all the heroes that are fighting now have to commit their cards. Before we are rolling dice, we have to commit our cards. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So I think there's no reason not to start with the Elf Lord. And I believe we are only committing these 2 cards here, which would give him 3 dice to roll. Of course, we don't have to beat him with 1 swing. We are basically comparing our scores after we have rolled all our dice, or basically all the heroes. Then we see if he's defeated or not, and then we will suffer all the penalties. The combat skill, so negating successful attacks with each one we are rolling, of course, is still very much in effect, of course. So let's roll these 3 dice now, and the minimum that we have to achieve now is to really bring him to the red space here at least. That's something where we might have a fighting chance then afterwards. So let's see how things are going. These are 3 hits. We didn't roll any ones whatsoever, so his combat skill doesn't kick in. We only need a 3+, so these are 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. He's not quite in the reds yet, but still a very, very great start. Of course, these 2 cards are gone not out of the game. They could come back, but yeah, you get the idea. I think next we will do Eliana, and unfortunately she's only rolling 2 dice because she can only commit these 2 cards. I believe there is nothing else she can do. No, she can't. So let's see how things go from here. Same rules still apply, but 2 more hits. That is amazing. We need 1 more hit, and now the question really comes, because the Seeker has these 2 cards, but I think again I'm basically cheating here. I was going to commit all these cards. Of course, I should have committed her cards here as well before I'm rolling dice, so that's definitely my bad. But I was going to put this special card in there, and that's basically the gambling aspect of things. I could have said, no, these cards are good, but I really want to make sure we are getting rid of those. And again, even though this card says Vakolak, her, what was it, Deadly Blade allows her to use all these special cards for all the generals. So we're getting 2 more dice here. So in total, that's 6 dice we are rolling. And again, we need 1 more hit. And yeah, that's definitely, we didn't roll any single one on these, all the rolls. But yeah, I totally take it. This is enough to take him out. I believe we have the Orc Slayer now here on the backside. So whoever dealt the finishing blow, and that's usually the reason why you want to go last in these combat rounds, because the Seeker now has this title here. When the Orc General is slain, the hero that lands the final blow takes this card and becomes the Slayer of the Orcs, feared by all Orc minions. During a combat action, the Orc Slayer, in addition to normal combat, defeats all Orc minions present at that location. Definitely a nice job, because we were successful. We are all drawing 3, not replacement cards, but yeah, bonus cards. And here's now a timing issue, because I was discarding this card here. It's the 3rd card. Do I get the rewards first? Do I basically complete the entire action that I was using this special card for before I now have to trigger the Winds of War card? Or not? I really don't know, actually. Maybe I should check the rules. But this is actually a non-question, because the rules are very specific on this. If we're using these special cards for the dice, we are not adding them to the Winds of War board. We are still removing them from the game because we have played it. But so this card is basically removed now from the game, so this will not come back. But at least we are not suffering any ill effects. So we get to draw 3 replacement cards for every hero. And I believe that is for every hero that participated the fight. And I think we can ignore the harsh winter on this, because it's only saying for the evening phase, right? So 3 cards for the Elf Lord. Okay, more. Okay, this could be good, actually. We draw more cards here for Eliana. And then, of course, 3 cards for the Orc Slayer, the Seeker. And we were drawing a blue card, which I believe is rather amazing. We still have 2 more actions left with her. We can totally take those. We didn't take any hits. Yeah, I think we have to stay here, actually. So we will try to heal the land. So we are playing this blue card here, which allows us to roll 2 blue dice. Keep in mind, we still have a Tainted Crystal here at Amarak Peak, and we are hoping for a 5 or 6. So come on, we can do it. Oh gosh, this game. Question is, can I use the reroll from the Elf Lord, actually? I don't think there is something that says otherwise. Once each round, the Elf Lord may use the reroll token to grant himself or another player to reroll 1 of failed die. Yeah, doesn't say attack, so we are using the reroll token for the Seeker, the Orc Slayer, to have her reroll 1 of those dice. Yes! Amazing! And that's it. Okay, we are removing 1 more Tainted Crystal. This is really ultra huge, because now we have completed her quest. Heal the land. So her ongoing reward, experience in the way of the land. You add +1 to each die you roll on future heal the land actions. This is really so huge. This is great. I mean, instead of a 5 or 6, she can now heal the land with a 4, 5 or 6. So basically 50% chance on each of those dice. Nice. And of course, we are drawing another quest for her. This one is the Protective Charm. Gifts of the Elf High Priestess are known for the protective qualities. We have to travel to the Golden Oak Forest, which is basically on the far left of the map. Awesome. We are basically also rolling 3 dice with 1 action. We're looking for a 5 or 6 to reward. Discard this quest card to prevent all damage being done to the hero combat with the general or agent of the Dark Lord, both wounds and lost cards. We are not playing with the Agent of the Dark Lords, because I believe these are some specialties from the Dragons expansions. Didn't really look very much into that. But yeah, that was an amazing round for you. Wow, great hero group, absolutely top-notch posse. We still have 1 more action left with her, but I don't really know what to do, other than maybe have her travel over here to the Thorny Woods, because from there she can then start to maybe get rid of some of these Tainted Crystals also. Yes, let's do that. Again, amazing round. We are drawing one hero card for her. Again, we still have this Harsh Winter in effect. And of course, this special card is also amazing. This is a red card, which would allow us to build another magical gate at the Cursed Plateau, but no, we don't need it there. Of course, we could start preparing ourselves for the next general, maybe Balazar, because he's the one who moved, but I think Sapphire would be the perfect candidate. He also moved, but we don't really have an awful lot of blue cards. But maybe let's have a quick look at his, basically character sheet. He starts here on 4, exactly. We have to basically take him out with one go, because he doesn't have a red zone, and he will start healing, basically, I think 1 point per hero turn. Yeah, he returns to fall, have not defeat. No, it's even worse, of course. And if hero is defeated, hero loses 3 life tokens and d6 hero cards. And by the way, if that would have happened during a group combat, which now everyone would suffer that, not just the heroes initiating. So this is, I think, on the one hand, really helpful getting into a fight with a group, but yeah, can be also quite detrimental. Last thing to do, we are drawing our card. I think we already know the drill. 1 orc to Orc Valley and 1 demon to Orc Valley and 2 of these orcs to Unicorn Forest. So here is the demon and 2 orcs go down here to the Unicorn Forest. Again, these green dudes will keep coming back. They will still cause overruns and whatnot. Now we have the Orc Slayer with us, so she can basically get rid of them pretty much for free. Okay, let's do one more round in this video. We will start with the Elf Lord again. Again, I don't know if we can change the starting player or not. He had 1 card too many, by the way, so he was over his hand limit because he was drawing 3 extra cards, but I have taken care of that. I discarded a green card, which I hope we don't need it as much. And I think for his first action, he's going to rest, so we are putting this token on it. Again, we can't really use it, and I think this was an action actually. Then with the second action, we may want to use a teleport card like this one here to have him move to the Dancing Stone. Right, that's his third action. No, second action. He healed and then he moved. Yes, right. For free, he can move down here to Greenleaf Village. Then he is initiating combat here at Greenleaf Village. And I think we should be okay here because we are rolling an extra die because of his, I keep forgetting, swift attack, I believe. So we are rolling 3 green dice here, 3 plus. And oh gosh. This was terrible. I think we are taking a risk now, right? I mean, that's what we are going to do. We are spending his last action now to roll the die here again. We could move out to the Mountains of Mist, but I really don't want him to move anywhere else, right? Yeah, let's roll that die. Of course we are failing. Of course he's getting it again. Oh, this is so bad. Let's use his reroll ability. And yes, okay, so he's gone. So at least we are fully healed. That is something. And then from there we can go into the next round. We are drawing 1 more card for him, of course. Again, Harsh Winter is still very much in effect. It's another black card, which is good again for his quest. Something to consider. But then we have to deal with the Darkness Spreads card, and that's a normal one. Really hoping to get rid of that global effect. So we are adding 2 demons here to the Ancient Ruins, and 1 of these skeletons, zombies, I don't know, to Seabird Port, which right now is still okay. Balasag would move into Raven Forest. He is already at Raven Forest, so we can ignore the movement. That's at least something. And then back over to Eliana. This space here is definitely worrisome. So we will spend her first action to move 1-2 spaces into Heaven's Clade. She will then spend her second action to shoot into the Ancient Ruins. So we get 2 red dice and 1 blue die. It's okay. 2 out of 3 isn't terrible at all, actually. No, that's all right. I take that. Question is, should we now also try to heal the land while we are here? And I think we are. So we are spending another action. We are spending a green card. Let's hope we don't need as many green cards now. So I should have left the dice tower in here too. We are rolling 2 green dice. It's still 5+ for her. And it's at least one of those. I take that. So we are back at 6 at our reserve. And we still have 2 more actions with her. We definitely want to move out here. I don't want to suffer any hits here. Question is, where would we move? Maybe, no, that's 3 spaces away. I was going to move 1, 2, but of course we can't. And we can't go to the inn, but we could do damage control here at those guys, because we already have 2 folks in here. And if we would move there, on the other hand, I think we also have to. But yeah, that's a good point. Down there is the Wyvern Forest for her quest. No, I think it does make sense. So we are spending 1 more action to move 1, 2 down here to the Withered Hills. And I believe that was her last action. Hopefully I didn't miscount. We are shooting towards the Cursed Plateau here with 2 red dice. I think you can see that here exactly. And a 4+, and it's 1. Okay, I take it. So overall, not too terrible. Was a relatively relaxing turn, let's put it like this. Not a lot happened for her. We are drawing again only 1 card. It's a special card. I mean, I take that. Remove all enemy minions from 2 green locations. Oh, that is amazing. Elven Archers. She's really our person when it comes down to these powerful special cards. I like that. And in theory, we could use it right now, but I don't think we have an immediate reason. On the other hand, when we look down here, this might become a problem, actually. The thing is, if I'm now using the special card, I will definitely trigger the Winds of War. And maybe we should do that now, just to show you stuff. Do we have a second green location that would make sense? Yeah, maybe up here, the Unicorn Forest. We could also get rid of some of these dudes. But I think he's going to move anyway. Let's not do that just yet. No, let's not do that just yet. Let's draw our Darkness Spreads card for her. Okay, it's 1 demon to Blood Flats, which I believe is right here. And 1 minion of Sapphire who will go to Bounty Bay, which is actually here. And then, Gorgot would move, but no, he's no longer moving. Okay, that was something. Where would he have moved to, actually? Amarak Peak. No, he was already at Amarak Peak. So we can completely ignore that. Nice. Then it's the Seeker, also known as Orc Slayer. We will use her Recognition to look. Rockbridge Pass, is that a problem? I really can't find these locations. No, it's the 3rd one, and the Dark Woods. Dark Woods is problematic, but I don't think we can do anything about that, because the Dark Woods is all the way up here, and we are currently over here. Ooh, okay, we will get 1 more Tainted Crystal there, and a mild overrun. And Balasag would move to Bounty Bay, which also is okay. His next step would be into Angel Tear Falls. I think there's nothing we can do about that. Okay, for her first action, she's moving into Heaven's Glade. There she is spending a green card to try to heal the land. Again, she gets a +2 on these, +1 on these dice. So we are looking for, it's really problematic. We are hoping for a 4 more. That's right, we have healed the land quite successfully. But it was a 6 anyway, but again, not complaining here. With a combat action, I believe I cannot remove that fella for free there. I still have to spend an action without rolling dice. And because I'm here, I will do so. So this guy, this orc, is no more. I think we should really do that. We still have 4 more actions with her. And I believe I really want to have her move towards her next quest goal. On the other hand, she is the one when it comes down to healing the land. And all these crystals are here, right? But she doesn't have a blue card. That's the problem. She does have a red card, but there are also 2 red folks. And I think she can't really get rid of them. Okay, and let's spend 3 actions with her. Actually, it's a bit of a waste, but she doesn't have any horse or eagle cards in her hand. So she's moving 1, 2, 3 in here. And now we can either fight this fella, or we can simply use her confound enemy. I think let's do that to spend an action to move this sucker out into Greenleaf Village, and then maybe the Elf Lord can get rid of him next round or so. Yeah, let's do that. So that's already the end of her turn. We are drawing her replacement card for her. So now she gets a horse card, and it's a blue card, Bounty Bay. Bounty Bay doesn't really help us gate-wise. And of course, we already know what Darkness Spreads card we are drawing. Again, the minions are not the problem. So one goes to the Rockbridge Pass, which again is over here. That's the third one already, so maybe it is a little bit of a problem. And then we are adding one zombie skeleton whatsoever to the Dark Woods, which we can't, so we will have an overrun. So one goes here, one goes here, and of course we are bringing back some tainted crystals. But again, right now, tainted crystals wise, we are still doing okay. And yeah, Balazar doesn't move to Bounty Bay just yet. We already have figured that one out. But of course, one thing I forgot, because we have defeated our first general, we are now at the mid-war, which means we are drawing 2 cards per hero. The second card we already did resolve, so we are placing minions and moving generals. The second card is only used for general movement. So let's see what we get, and it's actually Balazar again who would be moving to Bounty Bay, which we know he is not, so dodge the bullet there. So we are getting a little bit of a breather here. Originally I was planning on ending the playthrough for today, but I'm still pumped, so we will keep going. We will start with the Elf Lord again. So we are spending 1 action to move into Monarch City. We can move into Father Oak Forest for free. Then we are spending the card and another action to move 2 spaces up, and that's the wrong one. Apologies. We are going to spend this card here, of course, for the movement. And then we are building a gate at the Windy Pass, and I believe we are allowed to do so. I checked all the FAQs, at least the FAQs I had. I checked the rules. I think the only real restrictions that you have in respect to your actions is healing. You can't heal at a location with a general or a minion. So we are spending this to build a gate at the Windy Pass, which I think is really huge if you want to move around the board. Of course, this is still an action, but we are allowed to build a gate there. And again, we can pretty much jump out from here if we want to. The thing is, we still have 2 more actions left. We have cards enough to maybe try to go after our quest, but we can also do that next round. So let's be careful here. We are spending 1 action now to move into the Dark Woods for free. We are moving to the Golden Oak Forest, and our last action we are spending here on this, again, whatever it is, zombie, mummy, skeleton, you name it. And because of our swift attack, we get to roll 2 black dice. We are looking for 4+, indeed. And yes, he is no more. Nicely done for the team, for sure. Again, we are only drawing 1 hero card for him, it is a magical gate actually, so we can pretty much jump anywhere with that. It's pretty powerful actually. But of course we also have to draw the Darkness Spreads card accordingly. Here's the first card, which we will fully resolve. So we get 1 demon into Pleasant Hill, which is okay, and 2 orcs to Minotaur Forest, which is not okay. So here's Pleasant Hill, and here is the Minotaur Forest. We're adding 2. Of course, in this location, we are adding 2. So 1 goes in here. Let's do the easy ones first. 1 goes in here. 1 goes in here. Of course, we are having a tainted crystal here. 1 more sucker would go up here to the Seagull Lagoon, but he can't go there, which means we have to place another tainted crystal here. So again, we are down to only 4. And we are not done yet, so we would be moving Varkolak to the Minotaur Forest. No, Father Oak Forest. Father Oak Forest is over here, of course. They all have the same name, so we can ignore that. But we have to draw a second card, actually, only for the general moving. And Balazar will move. No, it will not move, because he is already at the Raven Forest. So again, we dodged the bullet here. Whew, nicely done. Over to Eliana. She will spend her first action to gallop down here to Wyvern Forest. There she will try to, what was it? Seek the Dragonlands, right? Wyvern Forest, spend 1 action. Let's do that to roll 3 dice. Again, we are rolling green dice in these locations. And we are hoping for a 5 or 6. Yes, nicely done. So we have found the Dragonlands. Ongoing reward, the holder of the Dragonlands adds +1 to each die rolled against Dragon Generals and Dragonkin minions. So against blue folks, she's really our person. We will have to draw a replacement quest for her. And that's a very similar card that the Elf Lord has. Ring of Rage. One of the 5 rings of Amarak is rumored to be hidden in the Ancient Ruins. So we have to go to the Ancient Ruins, spend 1 action to discard any number of red hero cards to roll 1 die. And then for each 5, 6, basically we are getting tokens on this card, I believe. Yes. You have found the Ring of Rage. Ongoing reward. You wear the Ring of Rage. You may discard 1 token from the card to add 1 die to combat rolls against minions. Period. And then again, we can also repower the ring. When on a red location, you may discard 1 red hero card to restore 1 token to this card if it holds 3 others. Okay, that's a little bit easier to repower. But of course, the Ring of Visions is the more powerful ability. But I definitely do like that. The Ancient Ruins are actually not too far away from us. And she can basically try to beat this fella a little bit easier. Question is, does she want to do that? So I think first of all she will spend another action now to move up here to the Mountains of Mist. Another action to initiate combat. I believe we are starting with those guys here. Again, we need to do some minion control here. 2 dice, 4+. Okay, 1 is out. I certainly take that. Then we have still 1 more action, and does it matter too much which we are? I think we are going for that fella again because he's further away on the other hand. Yeah, let's do that. Yep, that's fine. Okay, I think we didn't really remove an awful lot of black dudes so far, so I guess that was certainly worth it. We are drawing 1 hero card for her. It's a gate location, so she can teleport. It's another black card, so maybe, we have an awful lot of black cards now, and we have the gate next to him, so maybe we should start to consider taking out Varkolak. And my table is really getting messy here. So we're drawing our card, our night card for her. A Wyvern Forest. Yeah, we just went there. We know it's basically bug free. And we are adding 1 black guy to Brookdale Village, which is right next to this card. Balasag will move to the Angel Tier Falls. So that is coming a problem. And he brings 1 demon with him actually, but right now that is still okay. The problem is we have to draw a 2nd card now for the general movement, and Sapphire would be moving to Greenleaf Village, which is okay. His next location over here, I think you can just these at, would be the Ancient Ruins, in fact. Okay, still Balasag was moving 2 more steps and we are losing the game. Then it's the Seeker. We will use her precognition ability. Oh, okay, that's a, I think, no, oh, that's one of those. The Orc War Party. Add 1 Orc to each location that currently has 1 Orc and only 1 Orc on it. It's okay. I think we can live with that. I think the only problematic space would be up here, and maybe we can deal with that actually. But there's a 2nd card, of course, for general movement. Yeah, that's really a problem that you're not allowed to take out these cards, at least, from the deck. These Orc Patrols, they're really pesky fellas, for sure. But okay, this was her precognition. What are we? Should we then really go for the Wolf Pass, or should we really move towards the Golden Oak Forest? Because again, we do have a quest there. It's really preventing damage against the general is ultra huge actually. I think we are moving her in here. I think we have to fight this fella actually. I don't want these single folks in there. This is really a problematic one. So how should we do that instead? No, we will spend 1 action and discard the blue card here, in fact. And I think we are moving her up here instead. And then we are triggering an action. 2 black and 1 green die there to fight at the Seabird Pool. Let's do that. Gosh, this is terrible. Let's do that again. We don't use the reroll now, of course. We are waiting for something better. Okay, that is definitely much better. This fella is out, this fella is out. So the green guy is gone. That's basically the most important piece. Question is, what are we going to do next? We still have 3 more actions. So yeah, I think with 1, we are moving here to the Rock Bridge Pass. We are spending 1 more to fight here against these demons. Oh no, the green guys would be out anyway, right? I didn't need to roll. I keep forgetting that she's the Orc Slayer. But anyway, we don't need to roll for those. But now we are rolling 3 blue guys. Oh, gosh. So now we are using the reroll. So hopefully maybe we're getting 1 out here, and no, we don't. And yeah, with her last action, she's moving to the Golden Oak Forest, and I think from there she should be able to hopefully try to complete her quest. That was really a great round for her, unfortunately. But I believe now it's time to use the Elven Archers. We can still do that. So we are wiping out this one here. I think getting rid of those is definitely key. And 2 green locations from all minions there. And I think we will go here for the Raven Forest as well. Yeah, let's do that. Or should we go for this one? No, I think that is fine. That is fine. So now we are adding this card onto the Winds of War. That's basically the only reason I want to show you these Winds of War cards. This can be terrible. Maybe I shouldn't do that at the end of the round, but I'm curious as you are. So we have defensive positions. The generals set up camp in defensive terrain. Ongoing action. When attacking generals, each hero in the battle loses 2 random hero cards to fight through the defenses of the general's camp. Random cards. That is really ultra bad. Ongoing prevention. Heroes group attack is limited to 2 heroes. A small party that sneaks past the general defenses. This decision may be made as each general is being attacked. Lose cards or only use 2 heroes. Okay, that's really an ongoing thing. I think there are other cards which allow you to prevent the card as a whole or so, can't quite remember, but this is really an ongoing thing. Luckily we already have taken out 1 of these generals, so that's kind of a relief. Still, yeah, not great. We have to remember that one. Not sure if I will or not, but for now you have seen the card. Let's go to the evening phase. We are still drawing a card for her. That's a black card, which might help her because she can get rid of tainted crystals or so. And then we are drawing our Orc patrols here, right? Orc war party. So 1 goes in here, 1 goes in here, 1 goes in here, and I think 1 goes down here at the Wyvern Forest, and I think that's it. Yeah, really getting rid of those guys in here was definitely key. Nicely done. We are still moving to Monarch City. That is fine. We are not moving to Monarch City, but we are still drawing the 2nd card. And in this case, Sapphire would be moving into Monarch City as well, so we can safely ignore those cards. But I think now I will end my playthrough for today. I really hope you are still enjoying this. The game is definitely ramping up now, as you can see, but I really feel the tension. I am definitely eager going after the general. I think we have to basically remove those 3 cards up here, by the way. Fortunately, we can't really use them anymore, but now we have some air to breathe again. I was really tempted to go after Varkolak, but now with Balazak here, very too close to Monarch City, we might have to change gears now, but we need red cards for that. That's kind of a bummer. We have an awful lot of black cards, and we have 2 heroes up here, so these guys could sneak up in there, and maybe we should do so, beaming Ileana up, hopefully taking out some of these guys, and then these guys could be taking out him. Problem is we can still not use or trade cards between the characters. That's really so limiting in this game, but yeah, it is what it is, right? Anyway, I hope you are still enjoying this game. I certainly do. Hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and yeah, until then, bye bye.